In this video, we'll go over how to use the timeline in the Synode Builder. You can see in our scene that we have a drone. For this example, we'll be taking off the tailpiece. The first step for this would be to flip over the drone to access the tailpiece. Let's first find a camera angle we're happy with. Once we find the camera angle we're happy with, we can press the Save Camera Angle button to save our camera angle. You can see the thumbnail for our step has changed as well. Now we can flip over the drone. Let's add a new frame for this step. We can do that by pressing the Add Keyframe button. It's the blue button directly next to our thumbnail. On our new step, we can select our group in the scene tree. We can now use the Rotate tool to flip the drone over. By pressing the play button, we can preview our animation to see if it has worked correctly. Now that our first step is done, let's create our second step. We can do that by pressing the Add Step button. It's the gray button that is directly next to the blue section. On our new step, we want to firstly save our camera angle. Now we can remove the screws from the tailpiece. Let's create a new frame for our step and remove the screws with the Move tool. For our third and final step, we want to remove the tailpiece from the drone, but we don't want the screws floating in our scene for this step. Let's create a new step. Then in the scene tree, we'll toggle the visibility of the screws by clicking the visibility icons. Now we can add a keyframe. Then with the Move tool, we can remove the tailpiece from the drone. Now we can preview the steps we have created. You will notice on our first step that the camera angle isn't correct. To fix this, press the Refresh Camera Angle button here. Now our camera angle is correct. Now that our steps are working correctly, we could stop here. But what if in this procedure, instead of taking off the tailpiece, we wanted to assemble it back together? We can do this by clicking the Rearrange Steps button. We can click and drag steps 1 and 3 to switch them. Then, we can press the Rearrange Steps button again to exit. We can see now that our steps are reversed. To reverse the keyframes, we can click and drag the keyframes directly. Now our steps have been officially reversed. If we added a lot more steps to this procedure, it could become tiresome to scroll between your first and last step. To counter this, we can use the Jump to First Step button and Jump to Last Step button. If we no longer want a step in our project, we can simply select the 3 dots on our step and click Delete Step. If there is an extra keyframe in our step that we don't need, we can simply right-click the keyframe, then select Delete Keyframe. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. You can also join our Discord in the description below.